All right, so we're back in the bathroom. I wanted to repot my Monstera standeliana albo variegata. I wanted to do it outside, but it feels kind of cold, and also there are these cute little doves. It's a little pair of, I think they're mourning doves. I'll show you a video. I took a video of them, and I don't want to disturb them. They look so peaceful, and they're just hanging out on my balcony, and I don't want to go out there and scare them away. So I'm just going to do this in my bathroom. And the reason I want to repot it is because, let me get it out and show you. I was going to water this, and when I took it out, look at those roots. There's like these two massive roots coming out, and it looks like it's kind of hairy. I don't know if that's mold or if it's part of the root, but I just feel like this plant is outgrowing its pot. It seems to be a fast grower. It's kind of getting wild. It's got lots of new leaves constantly popping out. So I'm just gonna take it out and see how many plants are in here. And then once I see what it looks like on the inside, I will decide what pots I want to move it over to. Of course, I always like to show you guys close-ups of what I'm doing. So let me just see if I can get this out. I don't know what is in here. Like, what is the substrate? Is this cocoa peat or something? I don't know what Costa Farms uses, but I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the way it feels. I don't like the way it makes me feel. It just feels, I don't know. It feels like it could either be too wet or too dry. It just doesn't look appealing. I love the look of aroid mix, like chunky aroid mix. I like to see the mix of different materials in there, like the orchid bark and the perlite. I think it just looks nicer. This just looks dry and brown. I don't know. Lots of aerial roots on this. Still a little moist way on the inside. I don't know if I'm gonna have to cut these roots off or what. Like, the plant feels stuck. Oh no, I'm flinging it everywhere. It's turning out to be a struggle. Okay, I pulled the roots through. They came out intact. That's good. Now somehow I'm gonna have to get all this cocoa peat out or whatever it is. So it looks like these are cuttings, like different cuttings. And then they grew some nice roots. So it looks like there's more than one plant in here. Like, they were cuttings from another plant. And I don't know how I'm gonna get all this cocoa peat off or whatever it is. It is so enmeshed in the roots. So I don't know. I should probably use my hose outside and rinse it off or something. Or maybe I could just leave it and then mix it in with my regular aroid mix. I don't know. I kind of want to separate the plants and then give each one its own pot. It's coming apart. For sure, I did feel myself rip some roots. I don't know. This feels like a really hardy plant. I feel like it can take a lot. That's just the feeling that I have. But there is one plant by itself. I'm going to give this its own pot. And the root system looks pretty healthy. I don't know if I should rinse it off or not. I won't. Oh yeah, I lost these roots right here. I'm gonna put rooting powder on this. And then I don't know if I should reuse the same pot or put in a different one. The roots are long and I feel like this is too short. I'm gonna go look for something else. And then this one, look at that. That's huge. I wonder actually how many plants are in this. This might actually be one plant, I think. Yeah, this seems like it came from one cutting. Okay, I'm gonna see what I can find. Okay, I decided to come to my backyard. I'm gonna use, I think, this pot. I got this huge thing, and I don't know why I got it, but now I'm glad I have it. So I feel like, I just have a feeling that this plant is gonna grow large, fast. And I happen to have this cocoa pole, and I was saving it for my Thai constellation monstera, but I think I'm gonna use it for this because I think this grows way faster than the Thai con, and this has like way more aerial roots. So this fits in the pot. I wish the pot wasn't so wide, but I don't have anything else that is like as long that will fit this in there. I just got my IKEA bag full of my substrate because I don't think I have enough aeroid mix mixed up to fill this huge pot. So let's see. Oops, I forgot to bring my rubber bands because I want to cover this bottom. The bottom part is made of wood, and I don't want it to rot in the soil. I don't think I need rubber bands. I'll just stick it in like that. Okay, first of all, before I forget, I'm going to cover this thing with rooting powder. I'm racing against the sun, you guys. The sun is about to set again. Every time I want to do planty things outside, the sun wants to disappear on me. Okay, so that is all the aeroid mix that I had. And it's only filling up half of this thing. So I'm going to have to make up another batch. And that'll go in there. Just like that. And yeah, I'm going to give this guy its own pot. Okay, I'm going to try to mix this up as fast as I can. So actually, I don't think I need to use my cocoa core. I can just use this, whatever this is, cocoa peat. It seems like it's a similar kind of substrate. I have to get my soil. I left it upstairs. I also feel like I need to hurry because the roots are just out and it's kind of cold out. I don't want the plants to go into shock. I should probably get bigger containers for my mixes. Okay. All right, so I hope you guys can see the aerial roots there. I'm just gonna butt it up against the pole. So let me first get this situated. So I'm gonna have it there. And then plant here. Like so. That looks great. So I just need to fill in the soil. I hope this video doesn't turn out too dark. I kind of wonder if I should center this more. Is the plant gonna wanna go around the pole? I see everyone butted up against the back, but I kind of don't like that. I'm gonna center it more. Let's see how that goes. Right there. I realize this pot is a little bit too much of a big jump for her repot, but I don't have anything else. That's all I got. I think the plant will be fine. I think I'm going to use up all of my mix that I just made. This is a huge pot. It's unboxing time, you guys. Look what I got. I finally got myself some grow lights. I didn't want to buy these at first, but my house is so dark. And if I want my plants to be in other places of my house besides just my bathroom, around my bathtub, I kind of need the grow lights. So I found this on Amazon. It had good ratings, and someone asked me about my waterfall. They asked if I had a link for it, and I don't. I don't have any links for anything right now, and I don't know if you guys want that. Would that be helpful to you guys? If I find something that I really love, do you want me to link it down below for you? I could look into that. So this is LED plant grow light, 4 pieces. I get 4 strips, full spectrum, and they're flat because I wanted them to go on the top of my shelves to shine the light down on my plants, like in my cubes over there, which I will show you later. And this other big box that I have is shelving. I got this for my plants because they're all like clustered around my bathtub right now. And it's hard for me to ever take a bath because I have to move the plants out of the way and then clean up all the soil and water that's spilled out. So that's not working out. I need to change that. So I got this shelving also from Amazon, and I can't wait to put together and see what it looks like. I hope it's good. There were good ratings on it. It's tall, and I liked how it's open in the back because I want to put it in front of my balcony door and have the light shine through from the back. So I don't know if that's going to be weird, like if the plants are going to be growing towards the light and away from me. Maybe I'll have to turn the plants every once in a while so that they grow full. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm gonna open the lights first because I need this more than this right now. I've got some plants downstairs and they need light. Oops, I ripped the box. I'm gonna show you guys close up. Okay, so that's what it looks like on the box. The 4 strips, and it's got a timer, which is good. And you have 3 options to do like 3, 9, or 12 hours. I don't know which one I'm gonna do yet. So what is this? AC DC adapter, and zip ties. Okay, those always come in handy. And don't know what this is. Oops. What is that? Oh, okay. I think this is double-sided sticky tape. So I can stick the lights to my shelving at the top. And some cables. Okay, this is the switch. And plus or minus. I don't know what that means. Reverse. Timer, I guess. Yeah, you can choose which time and then on or off. User manual. I love it when user manuals are really short and simple. And here are the actual lights. So this is one of them, or 2 of them, and it looks like that. So this, I can put the sticky tape on and then stick it to the top shelf, the underside, and then I guess this plugs in here. It's like that. Cool. The wire, I don't know how long it is. Hopefully it will reach the electrical socket. And then here's the other 4. Very cool. Okay, I'm really happy with these so far. I love how skinny the strips are because I don't like seeing the grow. I've seen the grow lights in the in videos or like in the ads, And I don't like how you can see them, especially like the ones where they are really long and skinny and then they stick out like that and they have like two of them like antennas. I don't like how that looks. So I really like how this is going to be hidden under the shelf. So I can't wait to see how it's going to work over there in the cubes. And I will show you guys, but I don't have time right now. I'm going to, I have to go out and do some things, but it'll be quick for you guys. I'm just gonna clip it on right after this and then you'll see it right away. But I'm gonna have to do this later. And also my shelving, I don't know if I'll be able to get to that today, but for sure I will show you guys in my videos what that's like to put together and what the finished product looks like. Okay, so see you in a minute. I'm finally going to be setting up my grow lights that I got off of Amazon. I've had this, I don't know how long now, maybe over a week. And I told you guys I was going to be setting it up in some cubicles that I had, but I got rid of those. I used to have huge shelves that were like cubes, and the color was like a dark red brown. And I've had those for a really long time, and I got tired of it. So I sold them. I don't really like the red wood color anymore. I like walnut or just like a regular brown and the white now. So these are brand new. I got this off of Amazon and I built it myself. And I'm gonna put my grow lights under here because they're flat. And I'm gonna stick them up here for my plants. Okay, I'm just gonna plop myself down here. So I have totally changed the decor in my house, and it was all because of my plants. I needed places to put them, and when I was looking for furniture online on Facebook Marketplace, I just started falling in love with the farmhouse look. So that's what I went for. And I really like the white wood. So that's what I've got going. So I guess it's kind of like bohemian farmhouse is what I've got in my house now, with a little bit of vintage. You can't see the table behind my camera, but a little bit of vintage and industrial, I guess. So let me just see if I can figure this out. I've got this. So it seems like I only have one cord for the 4 lights. I have 4 panels, which, okay, I didn't think about this because I wanted to separate my panels. I wanted to put 2 here and then 2 in another spot over there, but I guess I won't be able to do that now. So, I don't know. Do I need 4 panels here? I could fit 4 here. I guess these are going to get a lot of light. So I've got this plug, and this is how long the cord is, and it attaches to this, which gives me even more length. So I'm pretty sure it's going to reach my outlet over there. And so these are the 4 plugs that go into each panel, and these do separate. Okay, but I don't think I really need to separate them that much if they're all going in this spot here. We'll just see. Okay, so that just plugs in like that. I guess I'll show you guys a close-up as I'm doing this. So this is what the panel looks like up close. That's the light part. This is the back part. And then it's just got this plug here, and that goes in like that. Very easy. So if you guys were ever looking at this on Amazon and wondering about it, you do need to use them all in one spot. So these are the sticky pads I'm going to use. So let me just get all this plugged up first. Oops, wrong one. All right, so I'm going to use, I think, 2 of these sticky pads per light. Actually, I decided to use only 1. So it's double-sided. Let me just get this other side off. I think 1 is enough to hold it up because these are super lightweight. And I'll stick 2 of these side by side. Yeah. Just like that. Easy peasy. So these sticky tapes have one side that's harder than the other, so it's like easier to peel off, I think. And then the other side is like softer, and it's like a little harder to take off. There. Last one. I can't wait to see what this looks like. I guess I should, wait a minute. What? Oh, I plugged in the wrong one. Okay, this goes in here. Okay, like so, and like so. I really wish I could have separated these. That's okay. So now this plug goes in here, and I'm gonna go plug this into the wall. Okay, so here's what the switch looks like. So I guess there's an on. Ooh, that's illuminated, and then I can choose either 3 hours, 9 hours, or 12-hour cycle. And I'm gonna choose the 9-hour. I honestly do not know what's better for these plants here. I'm just gonna do 9. So these are the 3 plants I chose to put here. I'm gonna somehow tie this up over here so it's out of the way. And I chose plants that are nice to look at from the top. So my Aglaonema white rain, my lemon button fern, and my Bambino alocasia. So there it is. And then I've got my Hoya over here. It's getting low light right now, but these leaves are now going to benefit from the grow lights. All right, I love it. Okay, well, this is unfortunate. The light fell down, so I'm gonna have to use more sticky tape on there. I'll put 2 more. So I'm glad I wasn't gone for too long. I went out and came back. I was gone for maybe like 40 minutes. My plant, I can see it burning, so I'm gonna save it. Here's my peace lily. This flower is done with. I think that the seed pods are ready to be harvested. So I've read that you should wait until they're like brown or black. This is definitely black. And the spathe or whatever you call it is very crispy. I'm trying to see if it'll just fall off, but it won't. So I think I'll just cut off the stem because you're supposed to deadhead the flowers on these anyways. So I'll go get my clippers. All right, so I've got my handy dandy clippers. And this flower has seen the last of its days. I'm going to cut it and try to get some little babies to grow out of the seeds. I'll just cut it as low as I can to like right. Wow, it's weird. It's like the stem of the flower is inside the stem of this leaf. I'm just going to cut it as far as I can without messing with the leaf. So right there. Okay, and I'm gonna see if I can get the seeds out, and then I'm going to experiment with putting half sphagnum moss like on one side of the bowl, putting some seeds in there, and then doing half pon on the other side and putting some seeds in there, and see if one side works better than the other. While I'm at it, I should probably just cut off this dead yellow leaf too. I wonder if I could just pull it out. My alocasias, I can just pull the dying leaves off. Okay, and I don't like how this looks, so I'm gonna cut it lower. All right. I just want it to look clean. Okay. It's like little dead thingies around. It's okay. Okay, I'll put this back. All right, so let's see. Take a look at this and see what I can do. I watched a video about how to grow the seeds. Oh, I guess these are the seeds. So I'm just gonna try to get them all off, and then I'll fix up my setup in the bowl. Oh wow, this is like so crumbly. I think next time I'm just gonna put the whole thing in a substrate instead of trying to separate the seeds out. These are really, really tiny, but it's also mixed in with the crushed, like whatever it was on. Okay. So there's a close-up. All right, so I'm gonna use this little glass bowl. I think I got that from Daiso. And I'm gonna put some sphagnum moss on one side. So I know that this expands. And now I'm going to put my pond on the other side. So now this pond is dry. And I feel like it's so much easier to work with when it's dry versus damp, because when it's damp, it's so sticky. It sticks to itself, but it also sticks to the shovel. This is gonna take forever, so I'm just gonna dump it. Okay. This is probably, I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to get the moss wet. I have distilled water in here because I used it to refill my Venus flytrap moat. I would have just used tap water for this, but since it's in here and it's right next to me, it's convenient. I'm just going to use it. And I'm also going to moisten the pond. Okay, so there it is. And now I'm going to put the seeds in. And I'll try to get them inside. So I'll just drop them in. Just sprinkle them throughout. This is so much fun. I can't wait to see what happens. I hope they actually sprout. I don't know if I waited too long. I wanted to do it earlier as soon as I saw it turn black, but I've just been so busy. And I have a lot of plant chores I need to do, and I was having trouble choosing which one I should do first. And I kind of just opted for this because I didn't want the seeds to go bad. If that even happens, I don't know. But I just felt like I needed to seize the moment and take care of this while I could. Okay, so I don't necessarily have them all super buried, but I'm going to keep this under a dome. I have this plastic dome, and it fits perfectly over, so this way I can help it stay humid. And I'm going to put it in my bathroom. It is springtime, so hopefully it's going to sprout something, at least one, I hope, please. So for sure, I will keep you guys updated in my future videos. All right, guys, it's about time I put my propagation in some soil. I've had the ZZ plant in this water, in this pitcher for like 4 or 5 months, I think. It's been in here so long, and the leaves are starting to yellow. So I really need to do something with it. I don't think it's liking this water pitcher anymore. So here's my ZZ plant. And when I first put it into the water as a propagation, it was much smaller than this. I think it has doubled in size, maybe even more. And here are the roots. But it's not looking that healthy anymore. So I'm gonna get rid of this, and it's gonna go into this pot. It's a nursery pot that it had a philodendron Birkin in it before. Okay, so I'm going to use my aeroid mix. I hope there's soil in here. Yes, good. So there is soil in there. Okay, so I'm just gonna fill up bottom half. And this needs to be super watery. Actually, I'm going to fill up the whole thing. So like that much, and I'm going to drench this thing, and I'm going to turn it into a soup. Like totally soupy. Actually, I should close the bottom. Okay, I'm going to try to plug the holes so the water doesn't come out, because this needs to be like totally a soup. And then I'm going to work this in. There. I'm always doing these things at sunset and I'm running out of light. So I'm trying to finish as fast as I can. I always feel rushed. Whenever I have a chance to make these videos, I just don't have a lot of time. So I'm just gonna totally drench it. I have I killed my avocado tree because it was a water propagation, and it grew really big, and I decided to put it in soil, but I put it in straight soil, and I didn't drench the soil like you're supposed to, and it died on me. So the roots are used to being just in plain water, so I need to keep this thing drenched for like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm probably going to water it every day, and hopefully the health will come back. It probably was missing nutrients and oxygen because I was not changing out the water. I was totally lazy and just left it in, and the water would just evaporate, and then I would fill it back up a little bit. So I'm sorry, ZZ plant. These are very, very hardy plants. I know that. So hopefully I haven't killed it. With the leaves yellowing. It also hasn't been getting a whole lot of light. So I'm gonna give it more light. Okay. Let's see. Yep. It's very cute. I love it. Today I need to repot my new alocasias. I have my alocasia mellow over here. I put it in this jar to keep the humidity up for it because the seller I got it from said that she was keeping it in her cabinets in 100% humidity. So I decided to do the same. And I also got this from her, and she thinks these are alocasia dragon's breath. This was a mystery plant that I got for free from her. So I'm going to be putting both of these in pond. I'm going to start with my alocasia mellow first. Actually, I'm going to start with the dragon's breath first because this one has run out of water. I had kept a moat in the bottom around the cup to keep the humidity high in here, and it dried up already. And let me just check the sphagnum moss. Oh wow, that's totally dry. Okay, so I'm going to do this one first. Alocasia dragon's breath. So cute. The seller thought there were multiple corms in here, so we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and re-wet the moss because I don't want to tear any of the roots. And I think I'm going to put it in here. So this little plastic cup does not have any drainage holes. So I'm going to put it in this, which does have drainage holes. And I'll be able to flush the pond out every once in a while. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out. I'm curious to see what the roots look like. I'm just gonna gently pull out the moss. Okay, there's some roots. And I felt myself breaking something. I hope I didn't break any roots. So there's one plant. And the roots are so fine. There's only a few. Okay, so this is part of the corm still that's there. And I feel like this piece of moss is stuck on the root. I don't want to pull that root off. I feel like I'm going to kill the plant. So here's the other one. Okay, guys, I'm afraid to pull the rest of this off. It's like really stuck on there, and these roots are so fine. I kind of wonder if I should still just keep it in the moss. Wow, did you see what I just did there? Okay, I slid it off. This one I will put in pond. The other one I'm going to keep in the moss. So this will fit nicely in this tiny cup. So this is my first time using pond with drainage holes. Normally I use a closed container and put leca at the bottom. And I kind of use the leca as drainage, sort of. So hopefully I'm not switching this out too early. It's such a baby. I hope the roots are not too fine for me to be switching into pond right now. But if you guys watch my videos, you know that I like to experiment. And I do have 2 plants, so hopefully at least one will survive. I'm gonna just go ahead and put this one back in with the moss. There it is, one tiny baby's breath leaf. And then here is my pond set up. So this one has 3 leaves, and I'm gonna have to water this now because the pond is totally dry. And I'm gonna keep it in this little dish and just keep a little bit of water at the bottom. I can hear the rocks soaking up the water. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the original cup with the sphagnum moss back into this jar, the way that I had it originally. And I'm gonna make another moat. So I'll just pour some water around the cup so that it'll evaporate up and create humidity. Okay, that's enough. I don't want the cup to float up. And I haven't been closing the jar all the way. I only put the latch on, but I didn't close the latch. So there's a little bit of air going inside. I don't want to have to worry about it suffocating. And this pawn setup, I'm going to put this in my cabinet upstairs in my room. So this one is going to be getting a lot more sunlight in my bedroom than this one is. So it's kind of experiment. I mean, there's more than one variable there, but we'll see how it goes. Time to do my mellow. So this one is a lot larger. I'm hoping the roots will be larger. Actually, yeah, they are. I can see them. So let me go ahead and take this out and I will show you guys the close-up. All right, let's take a look at the roots. So you can see the roots through the cup there. Let me see if I can separate the moss from the roots. Wow, yeah, that's a good one. That's good. So I'm hoping the moss will come up easily. Oh, look at that corm. This is my first time seeing a corm in person. So this moss is still very moist. For some reason, the dragon's breath dried out much faster than this one did. I had gotten them at the same time. Okay, this one grew through the moss. I have to rip the moss open. Okay, I think I got most of it off. Look how beautiful that is. I wonder if the roots like to be more root bound like this, like a ball, or if it would enjoy being splayed out like this, like in a long container. I'm so curious about that. But since it's been closed up like this, I'll just put in something similar. So this cup is pretty small. I'm going to just go up a little bit bigger. And this one also does have drainage holes, whereas this one doesn't. And I'm going to use Pond for this. This was a $5 mellow. Okay, so I'll try to keep it in the middle of the pot. This is so much fun to me, guys. I love doing this. I really love working with pond. It's more fun to me than working with soil. I feel like it's easier cleanup. But one of the things I don't like about pond is that once I tipped over one of my pots and all the pond just spilled out and my plant fell out with it. So that's not a good thing. I don't think that happens with soil. The plant and the soil stay in the pot if you accidentally knock it over. All right, that looks good to me. And I'm gonna throw this moss away. I'm kind of thinking I don't really like using sphagnum moss. I don't like how it really sticks to the roots. It's hard to get it out. The roots like grow through it and it's like intertwined. And sometimes it's hard to distinguish. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and water this now and keep this in the tray also. And just keep the water just constantly filled in the tray. My cute little mellow. I'm just going to wet all of the rocks. You can hear them soaking up the water. And the water is going through to the bottom. I think I can put a little bit more. Okay, that's good. And actually, I wonder if I should just, if I put this back in a jar, I don't need this plate. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just put it back in here and create the moat again. It's just hard to get in. I need tongs or something. You know what? I'll just keep it in here and I'm going to put it in my cabinet. All right, so I'm going to put these two plants in my cabinet in my room, and now I just have to clean up. So that's all I have time to do right now. I have so many chores I need to do, but I have to go pick up my kids from school. Look at my new begonia. Isn't it beautiful? Look how huge the leaves are. That's the back. This is a cutting, and there are no roots yet. So I'm going to put this in pon. I'm going to make it like a water propagation, but within pon. I'll show you. I've got this shampoo bottle and it is so washed out. Okay, this is the shampoo bottle that I'm reusing. I cut it up. I've got drainage holes down here at the bottom, and I'm just going to fill up, I think this much, with pon, and then I'm going to put it inside this bottle and fill it up with water. And so this way I can just let the stem rest inside the bottle, and only the bottom portion will be inside the pon, like up to here. I'm just going to go ahead and pour the pon mixture in. It's a little bit dusty. Kind of falling out of the holes, but I think that'll be all right. I'll put just a little bit more. All right, that's good. I'll just put my stem in as deep as I can. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up with more pon. All right, so now I'll just stick it in here and fill it with water. So I'm going to get all the pon wet from the top. So my pon level is here and my water level is here. I think that will work. Ugh, I am so grossed out by this. Finally, it happened. Someone warned me about my English ivy. They told me to watch out for spider mites, and here they are. They have showed up. I sprayed the plants with soapy Dawn water and neem oil, and then I double bagged them and then threw them away. My Hoya Panzerata is inside a glass jar. I've been trying to keep 100% humidity for this because it has not been growing, and ever since I put it in this jar, the leaves look great. Like the leaves look really dark, like darker than they were when they were out in the open, and they just look so much healthier. But I don't know if you can see it. Just today, I noticed this little fuzzy thing here. Got mold growing in there. This Hoya Pandarata is living with algae and mold now. So I'm gonna take it out and put some hydrogen peroxide on there. Guys, I have been a little bit stressed lately, and I think I probably look it. um, it has gotten a lot warmer out here in Vegas. It might be maybe in the 80s right now. I think it's like in the 70s and 80s this week. And my room is the hottest room in my house. So I've had a couple of problems pop up all of a sudden. And one of them is spider mites. I've been waiting for this to happen. So I knew that we had spider mites out here in Vegas because I heard someone had told me that they had gotten spider mites in their landscaping. So I know they're out here. I just didn't think that I would get it in my house. I was kind of wondering about that. And so I finally did. And someone had left a comment on a previous video and warned me about my variegated English ivy. And that was the first one I noticed. So I saw the leaves were getting limp, and I don't know, it didn't look like it was underwatered. The leaves looked kind of sick, like mottled and brown, like discolored. And it didn't seem right to me, but I was thinking, well, maybe it just needs more water. Upon taking a closer look at it, I could see all the webs and even all the tiny spider mites. It was so infested. That thing was full. It like blew up all of a sudden. I inspect my plants pretty often, and I guess the spider mites are just really, really tiny. They're so small you don't notice them at first. So they were probably there for a while, and I just didn't see them with my eyes because they're so small. And then all of a sudden, it just took over the whole plant. So I freaked out because I hate bugs. And I decided, well, at first I was thinking maybe I'll just take it and my other ivy, because my other ivy also had the spider mites, but just not as much as the variegated one. So I took them outside in my backyard, and I was going to rinse them off with a hose. I was going to spray them with soapy water and rinse them off with a hose and then spray them with my neem oil. But then I was like, well, if I do that, I'm going to spray all the spider mites out into my backyard with all my landscaping plants. And I didn't want to do that. So then I decided to just throw them away. I was like, okay, this thing is way too infested. I don't think I'm gonna be able to save it because there was a lot of spider mites, and it was really grossing me out. So I put it in a plastic bag and I tied it up, and then I double bagged it. So 2 plastic bags, and I tied it up as tight as I could. After I had already sprayed it with the soapy water, with the Dawn soap, and with the neem oil, and I put it out in my garage. I have 2 bags, one with the English ivy green and the other variegated. And I had to go somewhere. I was driving around, and while I was driving, I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, maybe I could try to save the plants. Maybe I could try to propagate them. I could cut off some of the good branches, wash them off in the sink so the spider mites go down the drain, and then I can propagate them and see if I can bring them back. And I know that spider mites do not like 100% humidity, so this is what I did. I took the plants, I left them in the garage in the bags overnight. So I kind of wonder if that killed off maybe the spider mite population, because I had sprayed both plants with the soapy water and the neem oil, and then I locked it up tight, double bagged. So I feel like that might have killed off the spider mites. And so I took them out today. I feel so tired today, but I did it anyways because I wanted to save the plants. I love these plants so much. I love my ivies. And if they do come back, I'm going to keep them separated from all my other plants. And I know that spider mites can live, I think they can live for like 11 days without a plant. So they could probably crawl around my house and find my other plants. But still, I'm going to keep these as far away from my other plants as possible and just really, really keep an eye on them. And I already was looking under the leaves every once in a while. I don't know how this population sprouted so fast. It's so fast. But anyways, I've got my green English ivy in here with the pond. So I have a plastic bottle that I had cut. I put drainage holes, like slits at the bottom of the plastic because I want to be able to flush through the pond. And I just laid the branch on top of the pond. I did not like try to bury it in there. I also have one stem, one leaf of the variegated, and I'm going to put some water in the bottom and create a moat so that I can create 100% humidity in here. And the English ivy likes high humidity anyways. So whatever spider mites are left, eggs or whatever, I'm hoping the high 100% humidity will kill them off. And then also hopefully help the plant to root. This is another propagation station I have. It's just a, plastic food tray thingy, and I've got it completely sealed. I also have the pond in here with some, I think I have too much water in here. But I've got one branch of the green ivy and then 3 branches of the variegated in here. I also have an avocado seed. So I'm going to dump some of this water out. I think it's too much. But I'm just going to see how this goes. I had plans to grow my English ivy up a trellis. I'm still going to try to do it. And actually, I saved the green English ivy and I have it isolated. It's in detention. So I'm gonna check it every day and see if the spider mites come back. I'm really curious to see if I killed them off by keeping them in the bag locked up with the soap and the neem oil. I'm gonna keep looking at it to see if the population comes back or not. But I'm gonna show you a close-up now of these 2 propagation stations. So I put the food box under my grow lights with my other plants, but on the floor. And this one I'm going to leave over here on the shelf right here behind me. There's some indirect sunlight that comes in, like especially during the day from those windows, and then in the evening from these windows over here. And I'm just going to create the moat. So this will also seep into the drainage holes at the bottom and keep the pond moist. I think that's good. Okay, so that's gonna live there for now. My beautiful English ivy. So the other problem that I had was mold. So my Hoya pandurata was looking dry. I had left it in the open air and it wasn't doing anything. Like I didn't see any new growth points. A lot of my Hoyas do so well out here. They grow so fast. I'm seeing new growth points on a lot of them, probably half, maybe more than half. And the ones that I don't see making any progress, I will put them either in a jar, and now I have a cabinet. And so I'll put them in the cabinet if they don't have their own jar, just so that they can have extra humidity, because I think they can extract nutrients and moisture from the air through their leaves, and it helps them grow. So my Hoya pandurata, I had given it its own glass jar because it fit perfectly in there. And actually, it started looking really nice. The leaves started to look really dark green, like very, I guess, moist. It just looked really healthy. And then all of a sudden, again, today, I think so yesterday I found the spider mites. And this morning, I found this huge ball of white mold, white fuzzy mold on my Hoya pandurata. I was so in shock. So I did something about that right away. Today, I couldn't do it right away because I was busy with other things. But as soon as I got back, I took that thing out, I put it out in the sun, and I sprayed it with soapy water. And it was so funny, the mold kind of just shriveled up right away when I sprayed it with the soap. I also sprayed it with neem oil. And then I put my Hoya pandurata in some shelving, my glass shelving. And I've got my fan on in the room, so there's like circulation now going around the pandurata. So I'm probably getting mold spores all over my room, but at least it's gonna dry it out. And hopefully the pandurata doesn't go into shock from being at 100% humidity to now, I don't know what it is, like it might be about 15% right now or even less. But the mold, I mean, I know it's not good for the plant. So I'm just gonna make sure that it has water in the pond and keep it moist and keep it hydrated, at least from the roots. And I'm afraid to put it in my cabinet with my other plants because it has now the mold on it. I'm pretty sure the mold is going to be alive on there, even if it's dormant. And I don't want it to spread within the cabinet. So I don't really know how to get rid of it. I think it takes 2 hours for the sunlight to kill mold, but it would probably kill my pandurata also. So I'm not going to do that. But I tried to pick some of it off with a toothpick, but I mean, there's no way I'm going to get all of it out. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it, and I might mist it every once in a while, maybe once a day or something like that, if I remember. I stopped misting my plants a while ago because I started using my humidifier and I have my waterfall now. But I don't want to keep my pandurata near my other plants now because of the mold. So I kind of have that isolated in the corner of my room. I wonder if I should actually put it in a completely different room, but it's probably too late by now because it's been sitting in my room for hours with the fan on, and it probably already spread the mold around. But I don't know, my poor pandurata, it's been living with lots of algae in the roots, and now it has this white fuzzy mold on the leaves. So we'll see. I don't know about the fate of this plant, but I'm going to do my best to keep it alive and thriving. I have so many chores, plant chores that I still need to do. I wanted to put my peperomia hope into a pot because it's still in the water propagation. That's kind of a priority for me right now. Also, my oxalis triangularis plant has totally outgrown its little pot. I need to repot that. And I'm thinking about cutting it into 3 different plants, like separating it out into 3 different pots and experimenting with different substrates for each one. And there are other things I need to do, but I can't remember right now. But I need to go pick up my daughter right now, so I'm going to go do that. I don't know if this is going to be the end of this series of videos or not, but for sure I will let you guys know how my English ivy does and how my pandurata does in the future. Okay, my oxalis I think is badly in need of a repot. I feel like it has outgrown its pot. It is, I don't know if it's double or triple its size since I got it, but it's drying out so fast and I think it just needs more space to grow. It's such a beautiful plant when it's upright, but the stems have gotten so long and I don't know, it reminds me of something. Bean sprouts or something. And then something interesting happened with the underside of the leaves. They turned purple. I don't know why that's happening, but it's really pretty. I like it. I think it's interesting. So I'm going to separate this plant actually, and I wonder if there's corms in there. I hope there are corms in there. If there are, I'll give them each their own little tiny pot. And I'm going to separate this plant out into maybe either 2 or 3 pots. I've got this self-watering pot from Costa Farms, which the plant I had in it before it died, my tortum. So I'm probably going to use this one since it's already set up. I've got this set up here, my own self-watering system that I made, but I would have to like cut my cotton cord and get that all ready. This is already done, so I can just reuse this. I want this to have a self-watering pot because I'm just watering it too much and it's starting to feel like a chore, like a bad chore that I don't want to do. First of all, I think I should re-wet this cocoa core and get it kind of mushy. I don't think it's supposed to be clumped like this. I'll just let this soak for a minute while I take the plant out of the pot. Normally I would do this outside, but it's really windy today and that wouldn't be fun. So I don't like getting all the dust from the soil in my house, but I think that's better than having it fly all over the place with the wind is kind of strong right now. All right, let's get this thing out. I am so curious to see if there are corms in here. Okay, that came out easily. It's still very moist, so I don't know why it's wilting. I think it's just overcrowded or something. So I have no idea what corms look like. There are some little orange things in here. I don't know if those are corms or not. Maybe, yeah. Actually, I think they are. I'll show you a close-up. All right, so I'm going to separate this out. I might just put this into 2 different self-watering pots. This soil is very mushy and wet. Okay, so I'm totally ripping the roots. They're so fine. Wow. These roots are super fine. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to untangle this thing. Let's see. I'm trying so hard not to rip the leaves off. Okay, so there's one chunk. I'll put this in the smaller pot over there. And then here's the other chunk. This will go in the Costa Farms pot. So it looks like these corms all are, so it looks like the plant is coming mostly from all of the corms. Like I don't see any new corms. Just ripped one off. Okay, I'm just gonna use my aeroid mix and put it around the soil. I'm not gonna try to mix it in because the roots are super fine. Okay, I'll do the little one first. I'm going to go ahead and cut the cotton. Okay, that should be good. These scissors are not as good as my titanium scissors. I should have used those instead because it frayed the cord, but that's okay, it's already done. Okay, so I'll just stick this through. I've done this in my other videos. I've done this twice so far. So this is my 3rd one that I've ever made, my self-watering system with no plastic and under $6. So I'll go ahead and fill this with soil. Okay, so I'll just fill the bottom and then keep the cord up. Okay, I'll go ahead and put the plant in. This poor thing is so wilted. I hope it comes back from this. It's not standing up at all. I think because it was holding itself up with, it was like leaning against all of the other stems, I think. I wonder if I should put it deeper into the pot. Start over. I wonder if I should put rooting powder on this because I ripped the roots. Look, there's one good root right there. They're all like so fine. They're so super fine. And the soil is so wet. I don't know why this thing started wilting. I hope it's not root rot. It's like my biggest fear is getting root rot. I love this plant, but if I can't keep it alive, I'm not going to get another one. When the plants die under my care, it kind of traumatizes me. And I'd rather just stick with the plants that are easy for me to take care of. Like if they do well in my house, under my care, you know, I have nothing to worry about. If it dies and I get it again, I'm going to constantly worry that it's going to die again. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm just trying to take off as much of this soil as I can so I can get it deeper into the pot. It's like it needs help to stand up. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to have to move the cord to the side so I can put this in deeper. This plant was doing so well for so long. So I've been waiting for it to start to wilt before I water it because I don't want to overwater. But it wilted. It started wilting again today. And the soil is so wet. So I'm not understanding what's happening here. All right, so now it's standing up better. I don't think I need to give it more water because this soil is really wet. So I'm just going to leave it. It looks really ugly. I hope it bounces back. Okay, so this one is going into this pot. And oops, I forgot to put the rooting powder because I'm in a hurry and have people in my house. I'm trying not to talk too loudly. I totally forgot to put the rooting powder on that one. I'm gonna go get it right now. I was talking about it and then I just didn't do it. I'll be right back. Okay, got it. I don't know what is in here. I've never checked the ingredients. Active ingredient, indole 3 butyric acid. Somebody left a comment for me and said that I could just use mycorrhizae or something. I don't know how you say it, but I just found this at my nursery, the local nursery, so I just got it. And I don't know if the other thing is better than this or what, but I'm just gonna keep using this until I run out. And then I'll try to find that other thing, mycorrhizae or whatever it's called. And then see how that goes. Okay. I'm losing these left and right. All right, I'm just gonna fill in around. So I've lost these leaves. Look how they're closed up. They're sleeping. I don't think that you can propagate these. I'm gonna look it up. If I can propagate these, I'll try to, but I don't think you can. I don't know, because I know peace lilies, you cannot propagate those, like with the leaves or the stems. Those you can only use the offshoots, like the baby offshoots to start a new plant, or they do have seeds and you can grow from the seeds. So I'm gonna have to look it up and see if I can propagate this. not too bad. This one looks better than that one. So there's my little plant. It's sleeping now. The leaves closed up. So this was the little pot it was in originally. And now half, well, maybe 2/3 of it is in this pot. And then the other third is in that little pot. I'll keep you guys updated and let you know how they do. So I just read somewhere online that you can do a water propagation with the stem cutting. So I'm going to try it because that's what I do. So I'm going to put it in this makeup bottle, my skincare product that I used up, and I cleaned out the bottle. It's perfect for this. Perfect. All right, we'll see how that does. I hope it works. I think it takes a couple months for the rhizome to grow. That's what they called it, those little tiny roots. So it's going to be fun to see if that works out. Look, you guys, I got another Polyneuer green Hoya. So the other one I had died, and I reached out to the seller that I got it from, and she gave me a fresh new cutting for free. I'm so thankful. I just happened to be in her area today, and I reached out to her, and she just came to me right away. She came to the rescue. So she said it was a fresh cutting, but it looks like it's been scabbed over for a while. I don't know. The leaves look yellower than the other green that I had. I mean, the first cutting I had was much greener, and these look like they're yellowing. So I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be or what, but I'm going to hurry up and try to get it into this pond. I'm definitely going to put some root powder on it. All right, so there's a close-up. Very pretty leaves. I love this Hoya. I really hope that this one survives. There's the cut end, so I'm going to put some rooting powder on there right now. And then I'm just going to poke a hole into the pond. And I don't need to stick it out too far. I'm just going to put that much in and cover it. Okay, that should be good. And I'm going to put this in my cabinet. There it is in its new home. I don't believe I have showed you my cabinet yet. But there it is. I put some Super Thrive water just in the bottom of the cup. And this cabinet is not 100% sealed, so it's not getting 100% humidity. But here are my other plants. This is the top shelf. I've got my maidenhair fern, some Hoyas. I got my new begonia on the second shelf, more Hoyas. And then at the bottom, I've got some alocasias, my Cebu blue, and of course, another Hoya. And then I have a pan of water, just a bucket of water at the bottom to help create some humidity inside. It's not 100%, and I actually don't know how much it is. I'm going to buy a meter so I can measure to see exactly what it is in there. I'm going to hose down my Cebu blue pothos because I recently got spider mites on my ivy. My variegated English ivy was infested with spider mites. It was so gross. And this happened to be on the same shelf as that. It was hanging on the same shelf. So I've been checking it every day. I have not seen any spider mites on here. I spritzed it with soapy water, Dawn soap, and also neem oil. And then I just left it, and I've been checking it, and I don't see any signs of spider mites, but I'm going to hose it down, and because it needs to be watered anyways. And I just want to try to spray it in case there are eggs or anything like that on there. I want to spray them off. And it's the same with my Monstera Pinetti Partita. This was also on the same shelf. So spraying it down. All right, so this video is turning out to be pretty long. I didn't realize I had accumulated so many videos of chores over a whole month. But that's all I have for now. I'm just going to give you guys some really quick updates since today is May 16th. So it's been a while since I got the lights. I think I've had these for a month now. And I just wanted to let you guys know what I think of them. And I actually do love them because they're automatic. They turn on for me and turn off for me. There's just one little tiny flaw, actually two. The first flaw I already noted early on in the video, which was I wanted to use this panel separately from each other, and you can't do that, but whatever. But the flaw is that I have it set up so that it stays on for 12 hours every day, but it's been turning on a little bit later every day. So I started at 7 a.m. and it comes on automatically the next morning, but then it's like a little bit later, like 7:02 or 7:05 or something like that. And so as the days go by, it starts turning on later and later in the day until it's like 7:30 or even like close to 8 o'clock. So I have to reset it. It's a tiny flaw. It's not that bad, but it's working. My plants are living. I guess they're doing okay. So I do like them, and I'm going to get more. So in case you're wondering about that, and then if I touch the lights, they say you're not supposed to do that. They are a little bit hot, yeah. Like the little tiny lights themselves are hot if you like press on it. But it's supposed to be safe. Like it's supposed to be warm, and yeah, so no fire. Yeah, so ever since I dropped that one light the first time, none of them have dropped after that. So I would suggest if you get these, use at least 2 of the stickers to stick them on, or they have other options to stick them on whatever you're putting it on. So I like them. Quick update with my English ivy propagations. So far, no signs of spider mites, and at least one of these is already growing roots. Yeah, there it is. Right there, those 2 little white roots right there. Those popped out really quickly, like within days, like a couple days, I think. So fast. And here is the original English ivy. The variegated one I completely threw away. And I decided to save this one because it was not as infested as the other one. The other one had like a whole like full-on metropolis. So I keep inspecting this, and every time I look at it, I get paranoid. Like my eyes play tricks on me. I look at it and I think I see webs in there, and then I have to like get really, really close up, and then there's nothing there. So I'm definitely traumatized by this whole spider mite thing, but I'm gonna keep it. I will try to spray it down every once in a while. Actually, maybe not spray it down. I'm going to definitely spray it with soapy water and the Neem Max. Hopefully, if I don't forget and if I have time. If the spider mites come back on this thing, I'm getting rid of it. I'm not going to deal with that anymore because that was so gross. All right, so super quick update with my Pandarata. I've got it on my bathtub now. I did not want to put it in the cabinet with my other plants because I don't want the mold to spread around in there. I've just got it out in the open air. There's definitely a draft here. So I think the draft is not supposed to be good for Hoyas, but I've got plenty of Hoyas around here and they're doing really well. Like most of them are growing leaves and they're doing just fine. So It's still alive. It doesn't look as healthy as it did when it was inside the jar with all the humidity, but I just don't know how to deal with the mold. So it's dried up, but it's definitely still alive. Ooh, I think I see a growth point. Oh my gosh, let me show you. Oh my God, look at that little tiny green spot right there. Finally, I can't believe it. It finally has a growth point. I've had this plant for so long and I didn't think it was ever going to do anything. I need to look at the date to see when I got this. I don't know how long it's been that it hasn't done nothing. Like I actually lost the leaf since I got it. That makes me so happy. So, okay, I'm definitely going to leave it here. It's getting plenty of sunlight, like indirect sunlight. And eventually I'm going to change it out of this because I don't like the look of the algae. And I want to start putting my pond into drainage containers so I can flush them out, especially now that I've had spider mites and mold. I want clean plants. But yay, that's really exciting. I'm so glad that you guys were able to discover that with me. And a couple other things that happened. So like the shelves, I had a huge box that I was gonna open up for you guys, but I ended up returning those. And they were the like wooden slats with like the plastic joints. And I decided that I didn't like the way it looked. I felt like it looked kind of cheap, even though it's not cheap. And so I ended up getting some IKEA cabinets instead, but I got them used. So I got them at a lower price and they look really nice. I will show you. And there it is. It is the glass shelves with the metal framing. And it looks so clean and simple. It's like very minimalist and I love it so much. And the owner that sold it to me on Facebook Marketplace was kind enough to deliver it for me. So that was great. The last update of this video is here. So my peace lily, I tried to grow the seeds and it didn't work. I have no idea why. I don't know if the plant maybe is too young because it is pretty small. And actually, there it is right there. So it's a possibility that the plant is too young. Or maybe I needed to, the sun is like really glaring. Or maybe I needed to, what is the word? Fertilize the seeds. So I did read online that peace lilies can self-fertilize, but I have no idea how that process works. So like, I don't know if, yeah, I really don't know like how that works. But I did also read that you could possibly grow plants out of the seeds without that happening. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to hold my camera here. But anyways, it didn't work. So I will try again the next time it flowers because I wonder if it's just too young. I just want to see what happens. And then I'll try to do more research and see if there's anything I need to do, like pollinate it or something. But here's a close-up, and I thought like there was a little tiny leaf growing somewhere, but it didn't really like change over time, so maybe it wasn't that. So I did have it covered. I was giving it 100% humidity, but then it also started to grow some mold, like little tiny white fuzzy mold. So I took it out of the container and then I just let it like be free out in the air and no changes. So, oh well, that one didn't work. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. At the time of me editing this, I now have 190 subscribers. I can't believe it. I'm so grateful that you guys have made the decision to subscribe to my channel, that you actually want to watch my future videos. And I really appreciate it when you guys leave comments. I read every single comment. And at this point, I mean, I'm small time, so like I am responding to every single comment, except for the trolls. I don't respond to those. If it's a really bad comment, I'll delete it because I want to keep this channel a safe space for myself because I'm growing plants in my home so that I can have peace and good health and well-being. So if I get like nasty comments from people, it just, defeats the purpose. So peace. All right, so there's going to be more to come. I've already got videos done, and I'm going to save them up until I have enough to edit them all together. And I'm putting out a video every week at this point. And so far, I have been alternating between my plant chores and my plant hauls. So probably I will be coming out with a new plant haul next week. So stay tuned. Have a great day, a great week, and enjoy your plants. Bye.